Good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to talk to you about taxonomy. Taxonomy is a very important topic, especially for class 11 students, because you have this in your syllabus. So what is taxonomy? See, taxonomy, you can divide the word into two parts, that is taxo and nomy, right? So this taxo and nomy, this word comes from a Greek word known as taxis, nomo. Taxis means arrangement, nomo means law. So basically it's a system, or you can say the process or the law of naming or arranging the different organisms. So taxonomy is a study of different organisms by naming them, describing them, and also first of all you have to identify them, then you need to describe them, then you have to name them, and then you have to classify them. So this entire study, this system is known as taxonomy. Okay, so let's start with the few terms that you must remember while you are studying taxonomy. Very important terms. First is taxon. Taxon are units. Okay, it's the units or groups which you use, which you place in a hierarchy, or which you place while classifying or while you are arranging the different organisms. Okay, this term was given by Adolf Mayer, who first named this term as taxon. He used the word taxon for the first time. Okay, then we come to the main, very important part known as binomial nomenclature. That means naming. When you have seen a lot of organisms around you, right? Plant, animals, and other organisms. So imagine if there was no system for naming them, if there was no system which described them, how would you even come to know about those organisms? So this binomial nomenclature is very important. Taxonomy is very important. Okay. So what happened? Carolus Linnaeus, he is also known as the father of taxonomy or systematics. So this person, what he did, he gave this naming system known as binomial nomenclature. So regarding classification and nomenclature, I will be taking a new class, a different class. So right now I will just go through the terms. So Carolus Linnaeus, he gave this classification system known as binomial nomenclature. Okay, next term is hierarchy. Hierarchy is the system, or you can say the order in which you organize, or in which you arrange the different organisms. Okay, it's a system. Systematics is it's an entire study of diversity of organisms and the evolutionary relationships, okay, among them. So systematics is entire thing about the diversity of organisms. It's a study of diversity of organisms. So this is very helpful. The systematics helps in describing the organisms, which again helps in this taxonomy part, or it helps in the classification or naming of the organism. So systematic helps the taxonomy part. Okay, it helps in the taxonomy process. Now, I told you about the father of taxonomy. So regarding systematics, we'll do it in a different class, how we are describing and about the evolutionary relationships. That's a different topic. So these are all interconnected. These terms you should know before starting the topic of taxonomy. Now, let's talk about steps involved in taxonomy. I've already told you, when you see an organism, when you see any organism, like it can be a plant or animal, what do you do first? You have to characterize that plant, because you do not know what the name of the plant is. Before that, you have to characterize it based on its morphology. How does it look? Okay, what is the anatomy of that organism? What is the histology, the physiology, the cell part, the genetics part? You have to uh, describe it. You need to describe it, you need to characterize it, you need to identify it. Okay, so after that we go to the classification part. Suppose I have 10 plants, and if I see from the 10 plants, 2 plants are showing the same morphology, I will classify it into one group. And this same way we will classify the different organisms into groups. That's called classification. Okay, so again there are two types of classification: out your obligate categories and intermediate. Obligate, the species, genus, family, order, the actual hierarchy. But intermediate means when even in the class there are more divisions. Okay, the class, the species, but again for species there are more subspecies. Okay, in case of bacteria, microbes, we see this type of subspecies and all. Okay, so when you need to describe it more, or you need some more categories to classify it, then it comes to the classification, intermediate categories. Fine. Now last is nomenclature. Once you got the the organisms, you have identified, you have described it, then you have classified into different groups, then you have to name those organisms. Okay, you have to give them names. So these names right here, this term comes as binomial nomenclature, which is given by Carolus Linnaeus. Okay, father of taxonomy. This is the scientific name, or you can say it's a scientific naming process. Okay, where you give name to the organisms based on their morphology, based on the groups. Okay, one example I'll give you of Homo sapiens. Okay, man, humans, the scientific name is Homo sapiens. Okay, how it is, why it is, I will describe in different class about classification and naming, binomial nomenclature. I will take a different class for it. Now, let's come to hierarchy in living organisms. So I've already told you hierarchy is a system, is the order in which you characterize or in which you place the different groups of the in which you place different organisms in different groups. Okay, so first out here you can see kingdom. So basically out here I've given you eight, but we say that there are seven divisions, and eight. Why out here it's eight? Because sub, you can see subphylum has been included here. So kingdom, first we put kingdom. Okay, so it can be a plant kingdom, it can be an animal kingdom. Then you come to phylum, division. Okay, now phylum, there are different phylums which are under which it's below the kingdom. Okay, so different phylums they form a kingdom. So then we have subphylum, then we have class. So different class of organisms they form one phylum. Okay, then order, then family, then genus, and then species. Suppose there are many insects. Okay, so insects, now insects they are coming. Suppose ant, let's take ant. So ant is a one genus, but there might be many species. Okay, or you can say, take example of bacteria, bacillus. Okay, so bacillus is what? Bacillus is a genus. Okay, it's a genus, but you see, if you see in bacillus, there are different type of bacillus. Okay, so those different types they come under the species type. So different species they might have one, they will have a single genus, and then different genus might form under the same family, and then different family they might fall under one order. Similarly, this way the hierarchy this is the hierarchy of living organisms. I'll explain to you with the help of an example. Now see, these are some examples that I've shown out here. See, man, I told you Homo sapiens. The biological name of human beings, we say Homo sapiens. So see out here, Homo is the genus and sapiens is the species. Okay. Now this Homo genus, this Homo, it comes under the family of Hominidae. Okay. Now the order is Primata, class is Mammalia, and phylum is Chordata, and animal kingdom. So we are all under animal kingdom. But plants, they're under plant kingdom. I've given you example of a plant also out here. If you see, wheat and mango. So they both are plants, so they come under the plant kingdom. Now, if you look at the phylum, you can see wheat and mango, they are coming under angiospermic. If you see out here, I'm showing you. You can look at the image out here. See, this wheat, okay? This is of wheat. So wheat is coming under plantic kingdom and angiospermic phylum. But if you see with the man or if you see with the dog, see, they're coming under chordates and animalia. So when I describe about animal kingdom and plant kingdom, the classification, then I'll tell you what is chordata, what is phylum chordates, what is phylum angiosperm. Okay, we'll talk about that classification of plant and animal in a different class. So just remember that, see, you can identify, you can classify the organism into different groups based on what they are, how they are. Okay, see the characteristics, morphology, the core data. See again, dog comes under core data. But see, housefly is an insect, so it's coming under arthropods. Okay, so basically it's a arthropoda phylum. Okay, and see the class is insect. See insect, but humans we are under mammalia, dogs are mammalia, but wheat is again a monocot. But if you see a mango out here, mango is a dicot. Okay, now again honeybee is an insect. It's coming under insecta, and phylum is arthropoda, coming under animal kingdom. See, you can relate to all these things. Okay, then if you go more higher in the hierarchy, you can see out here man is a primata. Okay, even monkey are primates. You know that monkey. Okay, mango they are sapindales, and wheat poils. Dogs are carnivorous, so carnivora. Okay, so this way you can classify different organisms you can into in the hierarchy. So this is very important. You should know the biological names of some of the organisms. I'll take a different class. I'll tell you about that. It's not just remember this, and you need to at least know 2 to 3 important common names and their hierarchy, because it might come for your exam. And also in for your medical exams you need this, because in medical exams they might ask you what is a family that they are coming under, or phylum, what is the phylum. Okay, so you need to know this. So I've given you good examples, you can just take a note of this. Okay, so let's move to the next part. Now, this is also the last. This is the last slide of today. So, importance of taxonomy. I've already told you what is the importance. First is there is so much diversity around us, right, of living organisms. So, if there is no taxonomy, if there is no classification, no identification, we will not be able to know the importance of those organisms. Will not be able to know identify those organisms. Okay, suppose you have people around you, but you do not know them. You do not know their names. How can you relate to them, right? Similarly, even plants and animals. So what happens, taxonomy helps the scientists to understand and organize. Okay, you need to organize the diversity of life on the planet. Okay, what's first importance. Number two is This helps in establishing the evolutionary relationship among between organisms. Systematics, I told you about systematics, remember? The systematic, okay? So basically it helps in establishing the relationship among organisms. Number three is, now if we do not know the resources, if we do not know the organisms, how can you develop a conservation practice? How can you sustainably manage them, right? So you need, this forms the basic foundations for practicing conservation and also for sustainable management of these resources around us. Okay. Number fourth is it offers a systematic approach of classification, as I've already told you, based on the common characteristics, based on the common properties of different organisms. It helps in classifying those organisms, and therefore it offers a systematic approach. See, everything should have a systematic way of doing it. You can't do it haphazardly. Okay, so there has to be a systematic approach of classifying organisms. So this taxonomy helps in doing that. So this is the end of today's class. I hope you have liked it. Do subscribe to my video. No, not video, sorry. Do subscribe to my channel for more such videos. And if you like it, do share it with your friends, and um, keep watching my classes for more information. And there are also important, interesting science information which I give on my channel. Uh, keep do watch it and subscribe my channel. Okay, thank you so much for doing this class. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice day.